What's up guys, my name is Ace, and welcome back to Maps Exposed. This is a series where I cover all of the lines of sight, wall runs, as well as any other secret spots that I know of on every map in Infinite Warfare. In today's episode, we're going to be moving on to Scorch. Let's get into it. Alright guys, so let's hop right into it here. Scorch has quite a few good lines of sight and things like that, so we're going to be pointing those out today. First off, this is something that a lot of people didn't know you could do. Right by the A domination flag, you can hop up here. You can use this for cover to look towards that cliff area if enemies are coming through there. You can also use it to catch people as they come through this cave right over here. And it's just a place that they don't normally look, and most people didn't realize you could actually jump up there. Unfortunately, you can't capture the flag from up here, but it's still a great spot. Now, getting in behind the A flag, way back here, this is a very situational spot, but if you have enemies that you know are going to be coming through that area right here, and you're pretty confident they're not going to come through this area right here, you can actually jump right up on top of this, and there you go. Nice little line of sight through there, and the nice thing here is you see their legs before they see you, because their head's going to be up in this area here, and most of the time they're also not going to be looking up in this area, so you almost always take them off guard there. Not a place to be camping all game, but very situation dependent. Now, getting into this building here, this feature can be used in a lot of different ways. First off, you can jump up here, you can use that as cover, peek over that way. I prefer to come over here if I want to challenge those people that are coming in the doorway. That offers you a little bit better cover in my mind. You can kind of use it to peek over top into that room as well. There's tons of options available to you to use that for cover. Another one is there's actually a little bit of a ledge right here, so you can do this. And it might not look like you can shoot over here because technically the barrel of your gun is inside this, but you can in fact shoot through this as long as your reticle is above the piece of cover. You can shoot through it. Now, getting over towards the long hallway right here, I see far too many people. They sit on this spot here, or they just stand right in the open here and they try to snipe over there. This spot that I'm going to show you doesn't work for the people that are up there or behind there, which is where they'll be more often than not. But if you happen to have somebody that's coming to this spot right here, this is going to be a great line of sight for you. If you just come all the way back like this, you can just kind of peek through this little sliver here, crouch, and you'll be pretty much completely hidden. Stand up, and there you go. Great line of sight on them. And most of the time, they won't see you, or at least they won't see you nearly as well as they would if you were standing right here or out in the open. Now, getting into this area over here, a lot of times you'll have somebody set up right there trying to challenge you if you're up in this area. And one thing you can do if you happen to get into that fight, this is just something they don't normally expect. Go prone here, and you'll notice that that piece of cover just disappears. It's a little bit of a glitch, but if you strafe over enough, you'll be able to see it, and you can shoot through there and pick that guy off. Now, keep in mind from his perspective, if he's really on the ball, he still will be able to see you doing that, so you have to be quick with it, but it can sometimes take those people off guard as they come to this area right here. Another thing you can do from up there is if you have enemies that are set up on this piece of cover right here, which happens every now and then, kind of depending on the situation, you can jump up here, and you can always just use this as a check spot as well. Try to line this gap up with the right side of that pole, or just so you can't quite see the pole. And then you can jump up here, and there you go. Excellent little check spot. You might even be able to pick a shot off through there if you're quick on the draw with that, and you got some good accuracy while you're jumping. And also you can see a little bit further back there as well, and see if anybody happens to be crossing through that area. Kind of a reverse to this, and I like to use this as a check spot just to see if somebody happens to be up in that doorway, and you can actually see a little bit into that room as well. As I come through middle and I confirm that this is all safe here, nobody's there, that's always the first priority, then I can use this as a little jump check spot. Might be able to pick a few shots off through there as well, but you'll often see people that are all the way back in this area. You'll see people that are just chilling right here like that, and sometimes you'll be able to pick them off through there. Now, getting into this building right here, you can jump up onto this area right here, and you can see right in towards the middle of the map there. They might be able to crouch and sneak their way around through that doorway, so this isn't a perfect way to make sure they're not coming through there, but it's a great little check spot to see if people are in fact coming through that doorway. Now, getting all the way back by the C flag here, I like to do this if I'm getting spawn trapped by people. There might be a guy set up in this room here. It's actually fairly common that you'll have somebody like set up like this, just watching for you to come around this corner. A way that they don't normally expect you to take if you are coming off this spawn is jump into this corner over here. If you get there fast enough, you'll cross their vision really, really quickly, and then you can slowly peek out, and you've got a much better line of sight on them than coming up where they expect you to be, which is right here. Now, also back in that spot, if you want to get a line of sight on the people that are on that piece of cover right over there, you can do that. This is more of a sniper spot than anything, and you might have to do a little bit of a jump shot most of the time. You might also be able to see just the tip of his head. If you jump up on this railing back here, And there you go. Nice little jump shot spot. And also, sometimes you can see just the tip of his head, but it's a really hard shot to hit unless you do that little jump. And just an alternative, if they're on that piece of cover there, also with a sniper rifle, you can jump up on this piece of cover right here, and you can look over top. Again, you may or may not be able to see like the tip of his head, but it's simple jump shot to that piece of cover if you need to. Alright guys, so one last line of sight that I have. Oftentimes, for whatever reason, people like to linger in this area. They might be coming through that doorway and just checking over in this direction, or coming around that corner. And a lot of times, like that's just a 50-50 gunfight. Nobody's got cover on either side. What I like to do is actually hop up right here, and there you go. Great line of sight on those guys. You can easily pick them off as they come through that doorway, or if they're trying to battle you from that open area. There's almost no way they're going to see you there, and even if they do, you're taking them off guard big time. So there we have it. Those are all the spots that I have for you guys on the map Scorch. It looks like I believe we only have one more map to cover, and that is Crusher, so that will be the next episode. Maybe I missed another one, but I'll make sure I cover every single one of the maps. Keep in mind, I've already covered DLC 1 as well, so if you've missed any of the previous maps, I will leave a link in the description to the playlist. If you enjoyed the video, a like rating is always appreciated, and don't forget to subscribe for more if you haven't already. I'll talk to you guys next time.